Hall of Famer Jasmine Gordon. Hall of Famer Melvin Bohannon, represented by his daughter, Toya Bohannon. Hall of Famer Coach Ken Turner. And lastly, Hall of Famer Russell Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, like we said, this is our 7th class, and we have some of the greatest sports tradition in the state of Arkansas, and we are well represented here tonight. Before we get off to the start of tonight's festivities, I want to introduce to you our brand new superintendent, Mr. Richard Atwill, who will do the welcome tonight.
I appreciate everyone coming this evening. You know that you're the new guy when somebody walks into your office all dressed out in Mary and stuff, buying tickets. I didn't know he was a Hall of Famer at the moment, but it's awesome to see the depth of the athletic program in West Memphis has brought to this community. I've often heard that athletics reveals the character, but we all know it also builds it too. So I appreciate you all coming here to celebrate the accomplishments of these 4 people, and I know that I'm still new, but I still get emotional because it's very important that we celebrate the people that have gone on and represented West Memphis at the Blue Devils. So thank you for coming. God bless you.
All right, we want to get the evening started with a prayer to bless the food, and then we'll get some instructions on how to get your food tonight. But we're going to ask Coach Grafton Moore to say the blessing over the food.
Pray with me, please. Heavenly Father, we just thank you first of all for the gift of athletics and how much it means in this community. And especially tonight, as we honor Ken, Russell, Bo, and Jazz for their accomplishments as players and coaches. We thank you for the abilities that you have given them. And we ask tonight that it be a special night not only for them, but for their family and friends that have gathered here tonight. Lord, we give you all the praise and glory for everything that we do. For it's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, you guys have seen where the food is set up. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it off the cuff here. We're going to start with the back horizontally like this. You're on that back row. You're first, followed by this table with Nikita and everybody from that way, and then the front tables, if you will. So have at it, and we'll eat, and then we will have our induction ceremony.
Where you get that tea from? What's your own dessert or what? I guess so. Should we pick I'm glad one piece. Here. The girl brought me now. Chicken is killing. Chicken is fantastic. Yeah. What year was that? Why don't you get in this? Oh, it's light though, right? Let me try. Tell me to sit down. Leave well
Yeah, she said we can go eat. She said everybody get
What is this red stuff? Oh, the chicken is tender. The broccoli is soft. Yeah, potatoes are good. I need another one to see. No, it's pretty good. What's your name? Oh, you said this peach cobbler. This is good. You want the chocolate? I think so. You know this out here with fun. You heard that? security on him. Still selling his dog.
He played big. He played big. But your guy he was because I know I weighed, in ninth grade I weighed 220. Kenny, I was in some of the interviews. That nigga like, he never played basketball with us at night. He never played with us. Oh, that was his speed, bro. That's like, hey. I ain't never played basketball in his life. Nobody. Yeah, with his speed, man. Good now. Yeah, that was his speed, man. Oh, yeah, I used to look at me, try to throw on laps. Man, I tripped out when I look at this speed. He ain't done none of that. None of that. Yeah, Mitch can trip too. Yeah. They sold us Egypt and Mexican food. He say sold us Egypt. He say sold us fields. And we told him, that's in his bio, man. I don't remember that. I came here to set it up. I came on at 7 o'clock. If not, you bring it back to this. We saw him at one time, that was it. You know, lean and leave and everybody understand that. Everyone might. Man, I was all excited about Everyone might. Atlanta, man. I ain't seen him in the band. Don't let you guys get an ass. Get a little bit. Let it go.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our ceremony program tonight, I have some people that I want to thank. First of all, I want to thank Chartwell, who is our food supplier for West Memphis School District, for a nice meal tonight. So just give Chartwell a round of applause. I want to give a big special thanks to Jennifer Presley. She's the person who organized much of this, most of this. She did all the decorations here, and she worked hard. And she's standing back there. Just take a look at her and give her a round of applause. Next, I want to thank Ms. Katie Hutton, who's a teacher here at the high school as well. She and her students, who are part of the Blue Devil Network, are hard at work tonight, bringing us the technology and the photographs, and they worked so hard on this. In fact, Katie herself pieced together the videos that we're going to see tonight. So give Katie and the Blue Devil Network a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, our first inductee tonight is Jasmine Gordon. Jasmine was a star basketball player for West Memphis High School from 2006 to 2009. Under head coach Sheila Burns, Gordon was a two-time All-State selection, two-time All-Conference, and a McDonald's All-American nominee. Gordon also was one of the top volleyball players for the Lady Devils for 3 years, helping the Lady Devils to their first ever state tournament appearance in 2008. She also excelled in the classroom at WMHS, compiling a 3.6 GPA. After helping the Lady Devils to 3 consecutive appearances in the state tournament and winning 2 conference championships, Gordon signed a basketball scholarship at Wichita State University, where she played on 3 conference championship teams. Gordon totaled 30 double-doubles during her career as a Wheat Shocker, and she started 51% of her team's games in 4 years. Tonight, we welcome, first of all, before she gets up here, turn your attention to the screen for Hall of Fame inductee, Jasmine Gordon.
Jasmine, what was your reaction when you found out that you were elected to the West Memphis Sports Hall of Fame?
It was a flood of emotions. I was shocked. I was thrilled. I was excited. I was happy. I had so many questions. I was wondering, like, what were the qualifications? Were you guys watching throughout the years? Like, this is Joe. So it was a very honorable moment. It was a special kind of, I'll say, full circle moment for me as well, because the person that delivered the news to me was Coach Moore, and he was the one that kind of pushed me in my position and kind of made sure I was ready for that next level. So it was definitely a moment to remember for sure.
Jen, list your favorite memories from competing as a Blue Devil.
You know, there was always a team, Marion, that we played against. Those days were always exciting. There was a girl that was also named Jasmine, so I kind of had like a little competitive edge. You know, that high school competition, like who's the better Jasmine, it always made for a great competition. There was one I could definitely remember for sure. The other one would be when we would travel to away games. On the way back after a win, we would sing to Coach Burns. Oh Sheila, I believe the artist, but we would sing to the top of our lungs, and we would sing Prince, and it was just, you know, it was just a time that was a great bonding experience and something that I would never forget for sure. And the pep rallies, I would say the pep rallies, they were memorable as well, because I mean, the day of you walk into that gym and it's just lit up with energy, it just gave you that extra confidence and extra boost that you needed to go out and represent your school very well.
Who were your biggest influences in high school?
In high school, biggest influences, I loved Steve Catchings from WNBA, and I followed her throughout her career. I thought she was a special person because she had a list when she talked, and she was very confident when she spoke, and you knew who she was the moment that she stepped on the court, that she talked, that she interviewed. So she was someone that stood out from the rest. She was very unique, and I really admired that. I also had an opportunity later on, after I departed from college, to meet her personally and work alongside with her, and she is an amazing person. So she was one of my biggest influences, and of course my mom, she was someone that pushed me every day, and you know, even when I had a bad day or I didn't think I did very good in the game, she was the one that, you know, called me and let me know that there's always the next day.
And finally, who would you like to thank?
There are a lot of people, but I'll keep it short and sweet. So my mentors throughout my career, there are so many people that have helped me get to the next level. So I can't really name everyone, but Bunny Bean, she's the person that has broke me down in college, and I was a very shy girl. I really liked to talk. I was an introvert, but she became my mentor in college, and she broke me down, and she built me back up, and now I'm this person that is not afraid to go in front of thousands of people and talk and be confident and relay the message and speak my truth. I also like to thank my college coaches. They gave me an opportunity to pursue what I wanted to in life, and I'm forever grateful for that. I also have to thank my mom. She's no longer with us, but she's a person that allowed me to not be afraid to fail in life and to always go after what I believe. And of course, I got to give thanks to Coach Moore and Coach Burns. They were, looking back in hindsight, they were the people that saw something in me that I didn't see it myself. They helped me out to practice, made me work on my skill set. I mean, I was a typical high school girl. I wanted to go hang out with everyone else and, you know, be a part of the crowd, but they prepared me for that next level, and I cannot thank them enough for that. And lastly, Tasha Day, she played for Blue Devils as well. She graduated in 2008, I believe. And her father, I played summer ball. She convinced me to play, and as everyone knows, A&E is where collegiate coaches go to recruit their potential prospects to come and play for their team. And if it wasn't for her and her dad helping me out, getting me into games, and you know, making sure I had everything that I needed, I would not be where I am today. So please thank us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Fame inductee Jasmine Gordon.
Okay, so I didn't know that he was going to play all of that, and that was totally my speech for right now. So I was just winging it. Obviously, my name is Jasmine Gordon. I graduated in 2009, so played basketball, volleyball, and I ran track here. So a little bit of a backstory with my coaches over here. Coach Burns, you would think that she ran the track team, how much that she ran us. So it didn't matter if we won a game against Marion, or if we won state championship or any other state conference, excuse me. When we came back the next day, it was moving on to the next step. It was always, what's next, what's next, what's next. And what I didn't realize when I was in the moment, like a small, I don't want to say small-minded, but a person that didn't see the bigger picture, I was like, oh, we won, you don't do too much in practice, but she always saw the next level and what we needed to succeed in. So I appreciate that in hindsight and coached more. So we very blunt here. Coach Moore pissed me off almost every practice. I wanted to leave and go and hang out with everyone, and I would hear his voice like, where are you going? And I would look back and, I'm a very obedient person, so I would stay on the board, work on my skill set. I remember one practice, right after one practice, I don't know if I just was not listening to him or it was something that was going on, but he got in my face and he just delivered this message that struck home for me, and from then on, I think I knew how to push myself to that next level. So I appreciate you, Coach Moore. What you were doing in that moment was developing that extra inch, and those inches add up to championships, and I was able to win 3 championships while I played at a Division I basketball college. And I have these coaches over here to thank for that. I also want to thank my family for being here with me, my beautiful girlfriend, and Keelan, my little nephew over there. I didn't really get to see them a lot when I played in college because I was about 14 hours away from where I stayed, and transportation was kind of hard back then. But it means a lot that you all are here with me tonight and sharing a special moment with me. And for all the parents out there that are helping kids move to the next level, and just providing a place to stay, helping them get their uniforms, helping them eat, helping them, just be confident within themselves, I want to say thank you, because I'm a living testament of that. If it wasn't for Tashley Gaines and Mr. Gaines, his name is Robert Gaines and Mr. Gaines, I would be here. They were very instrumental in getting me to that next level. So for all you parents out there helping everyone else out, I thank you. I now have 2 degrees. I have an undergrad and a master's. I've traveled the world. I have my own business. I've been working with the NIL organization. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but it's called Name, Image, and Likeness. So it's an opportunity to give back to athletes and give them paid for what they produce for the entity that they're in, whether it's high school, college, professional. So that is something that's very big that I'm very excited for. So I thank you all, and hope everyone have a good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next inductee, Melvin Bohannon, amicably known as Bo, was raised in West Memphis, where he excelled in sports, football, basketball, and track, and was an All-American athlete. He's a graduate of West Memphis High School class of 1982. After graduating from high school, he went to the University of Central Arkansas to play football. During his time at UCA, he played football and basketball. He was a defensive back from 1982 to 1986 under Coach Horton's leadership. He was a dynamic athlete. Because of his academic excellence at UCA, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2004. Melvin went on to be a very hard-working man. He worked at the Railroad UP for 19 years. He was a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity, Inc., and a Mason of the local lodge in Conway. Melvin was an amazing man, friend, and family member. Perhaps his greatest role in life was being a devout father to LaToya, Bryce, and Emery, as well as a phenomenal granddad to Kenta and Bryce and Emery, as well as a phenomenal he left irrefutable legacy in West Memphis and Conway, and in the hearts of all who had the pleasure of knowing him. Ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the screen for Hall of Fame inductee Melvin Bohannon.
Okay, Tony, what was your reaction when you found out that your dad was elected to the West Memphis Hall of Fame?
Extremely excited. My family is extremely excited about this honor. Me, my brother Bryce, and my sister Emery were very excited about him being inducted to the Hall of Fame here at West Memphis High School.
Okay, what are some memories of your dad?
I have a lot of good memories of my dad. He was an awesome athlete. He always bragged about how he was such a good athlete. And my siblings and my children and I, we always made fun of him, like, yeah, you were always a good athlete. But of course, as we got older, we were like, okay, he really is a good athlete. So I have memories of going to his games when he was in college. And he has also been inducted to the Hall of Fame at UCA in Conway, Arkansas. And I remember attending that banquet with him and seeing all the slides and the videos of him during his prime playing in school. So those are some really good memories. Just sharing sports and going to games and things like that has always been good times for us as family.
Okay, who would you like to thank?
I would like to thank the high school for recognizing my father. We're very honored. We're very excited. I would like to thank his teammates that helped him achieve his goals, and Coach Nichols.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing Hall of Fame inductee Melvin Bohannon, this is daughter Toya.
Hello, good evening. It's an honor to be here tonight to represent my father. He was a proud Blue Devil, and it's an honor for me to be here tonight. My dad was a very hard worker. He took pride in everything he did. Being the best person on the field, he really strived hard at everything. He was dedicated, he was a loyal person, he was a good friend, he was an awesome father. He loved sports. He loved Blue Devil football. And he loved talking trash while doing it. If you knew my dad, you knew he liked to talk trash. And he was all about having fun. One of his nicknames was Mr. Excitement, because when he stepped on the field, it was showtime for him. And that's where he was in his prime, he was in his comfort. Thanks to West Memphis High School, he had the privilege and the ability to play football on the next level and attend UCA, where he's also in the Hall of Fame. I'm very thankful for his teammates from here and there. His classmates, they have been very good and instrumental with my father when he fell ill. I would like to acknowledge Mr. Griffin Moore, Coach Bray, and a lot of the staff here at the high school. They were very attentive. They checked on him very regularly, and I appreciate that. Thank you for honoring him. Thank you, Mr. Billy Woods, for all the phone calls I've given you during this time. But we're very honored. So my dad's left a great legacy. My brother Bryce plays football at Tulane. My sister Emery is in high school. She's a senior at Conway High School. My boys are both in college on football scholarships. So he's left a great legacy behind, and we're very proud of him. We do want to thank everybody for coming, to my friends and my family, to my dad's teammates. I love you guys. Thank you.
Many of you longtime Blue Devil fans will also remember a special moment from Melvin Bohannon. The 60th straight victory by the basketball Blue Devils in 1981 was in the overall finals in Conway at UCA, where Melvin eventually landed. And the championship game of the overalls was against Bryant and Willie Cutts. Some of you may remember Willie Cutts was really a hot shot basketball prospect then. But Mr. Melvin Bohannon came off the bench in that game and hit 6 out of 6 field goals. And West Memphis won the game 82-67 for a record, state record, 60th straight win. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our next Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Ken Turner. He is a native of Blackton in eastern Arkansas. He spent 44 years in athletics in his home state. After coaching stops at Holly Grove and Eudora, he was hired as an assistant coach to Harry Benson at West Memphis High School. He was promoted to head coach in 1965. His record for the West Memphis Blue Devils was 36, 10, and 4. He coached some outstanding athletes and with some great assistant coaching while at West Memphis. Coach Turner joined the Arkansas Razorbacks coaching staff in 1970, coaching for 3 different head coaches, Frank Royals, Lou Holtz, and Ken Hackney. He developed a national reputation as a kicking coach, coaching 7 All-American kickers, 3 All-American offensive linemen, and a number of outstanding tight ends. Turner returned to his alma mater, Henderson State University, in 1989 as the Reddy's Director of Athletics. He was athletic director for 11 years, 3 of those also serving as head football coach. He retired in the year 2000 and moved to Little Rock to be close to his family and grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the screen for Hall of Famer Ken Turner.
Several years there, and I had a great career there at Arkansas, and I had a great coach, just a great coaching career there. I was a lot of good players, and met a lot of great individual people. It was just a great thrill to me, the whole 40 or 50 years of it.
What was your reaction when you found out that you were elected to the West Memphis Sports Hall of Fame?
Well, I was very excited. This is a good thrill for me and something that I never didn't thought about happening to me, but I really appreciate it and really excited about it.
What are some of the great memories that you have of your days in West Memphis?
Oh, it was a great place to coach, a lot of great players. My youngest daughter was born there, Dr. Elmer. Just coached a lot of great players. Gary Westmore, Darren McFarland, Digit Darren, Danny Richards, John Greenfield, Mr. Locke, Roscoe White, Greg Lucky, and a lot of great players that I coached. And I cherish that memory forever.
Who were your biggest influences as far as coaching?
Well, my biggest influence probably was my 2 high school coaches, Bob Corway and Coach Sonny Gordon, and then I had Coach Duke Wells at Interstate, and then Coach Gunner, Coach Frank Wolf at Arkansas. We had a tremendous influence on my career. And I just appreciate all of those guys. They were all great coaches and all great people.
Who would you like to thank?
Oh, I'd like to thank the fans at West Memphis and all of the players and the faculty and the student body at West Memphis. They were all great supporters of the athletic program. And I loved every teacher and coach and player and students that I came in contact with. And Mr. Schultz was great superintendent, and Mr. Kessler was really a nice guy. Really assistant coach in Arkansas, Coach Ward, Coach Oates, and then my assistant coaches at West Memphis, Thomas Chandler, Roy Rowland, Chris Burlock, Wayne Sims, Charlie Donaldson, and Ron Garner. They probably had as much to do with our success as I did, and I really appreciate all of
Mr. Stoops and Mr. Pettigrew for administrating and,
Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Fame inductee, Coach Ken Turner.
Thank you very much. You already had to listen to me already. That's kind of bad. I'd just like to thank the people who voted for me. It's a great honor to be in the West Memphis High School Hall of Honor. And I cannot thank people enough for that. And I want to congratulate all the other inductees, and it's just a great honor to be here. And I had a great experience coaching here at West Memphis High School, and I was the head coach down at Udor, and I decided I was going to be a farmer with my dad, and I lasted about a month, and Coach Denson was the head coach over here, and he called me, and I came to West Memphis as an assistant at the high school and taught math in the 8th grade it's West Junior High now. Then it was just a junior high. So anyway, I had a great start here at West Memphis under Coach Denson, and he went to Monticello as a track coach, and I became the head coach. And it was a great time for me, and some of my assistant coaches while I was here, Coach Charlie Donaldson, Coach Roy Rowe, Wallace Chandler, and Travis Tress-Perlock, and Ronnie Garner, Wayne Sims, and Jim Henderson. So I had a lot of great assistant coaches who helped here. And the support of Mr. Schultz, who's the superintendent, and Mr. Kessinger, and Mr. Cunningham, who are the principals. So it was a great time for me at West Memphis, and we had some great teams and some outstanding players. The fans were great, and I cannot say enough for the fans and the paper coverage that Jim Falls gave us in the evening time. And my success here helped me really to become an assistant coach for the Razorbacks, where I spent 19 years as an assistant there. And I just want to thank my wife, Kathy, and children, Becky, Gina, and Rick, for their support and encouragement. And without them, Gina is here with my wife tonight, and I just really appreciate each one of them. And Rick and Gina started the school here at Dow's Elementary School. Becky, my youngest daughter, was born in West Memphis, so this is a special place for me. And I appreciate my nephew Turner and niece Tracy Long, who teaches here at West Memphis now, for being here tonight. I just thank them so much. And I just want to say a great thanks to the players and the parents and fans and coaches that I work with here at West Memphis, and administration. And I just want to say there'll always be a special place in my heart for the West Memphis Blue Devils. And I just go Blue Devils, and much success to them in the future. Thank you very much for this honor.
We have quite a contingent of Coach Turner's former players here. So if you played for Coach Turner here in West Memphis, please stand up. Thank you guys for coming. That just shows how much love that they had, and a lot of great memories for Coach Turner. Thank y'all for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, the last Hall of Fame inductee we have, very close to my heart, one of my favorites. I was sports editor of the Evening Times from 1983 through 1998. And as soon as I got the job, it was track season, actually the end of basketball season, start the track season. And I got to become friends with two special athletes at Wonder Junior High School, Mr. Reginald Jones, who is a Hall of Famer, and he's here tonight, the brother of Russell, and of course Russell. They were inseparable, and they were a dynamic duo at Wonder Junior High School. Russell Jones grew up in West Memphis, where he attended Wonder Elementary and Wonder Junior High. He graduated from West Memphis High School in 1988. After high school, Russell went to Northeast Mississippi Community College on a football scholarship and graduated in 1990 with an associate degree in elementary education. Then he attended Memphis State University on a football scholarship until the fall of 1993. He earned his Bachelor of Science in elementary education and is currently working on his educational specialist degree in administration from Arkansas State University. After he graduates in December, he plans to pursue his doctorate. Russell has served the field of education for 28 years. Currently, he works for the Marion School District as Dean of Students for the 7th grade experience. Prior to that, he worked in a variety of school districts and settings, including Memphis City Schools, West Memphis High School, Wonder Junior High, Hughes High School, and Mid-South Community College. Russell holds a master's degree in emergency management and Homeland Security Administration. He has a total of 20 years of part-time service in law enforcement. He is a homebody who enjoys his family, playing spades, exercising in his home gym, and cookouts around the pool. He has been married to Mrs. Amber Hawkins Jones for 12 years. He has two beautiful daughters, Destiny Jones and Nadia Hawkins Jones, and is the grandfather to MJ. Ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the screen for Russell Jones, Hall of Fame inductee.
Give me your reaction when you found out that you've been elected to the Hall of Fame.
When I found out I was being elected into the Hall of Fame, I was in shock. I felt blessed, honored, summed up how the people in West Memphis treat me, and where I call them Union Hall, which is Walmart. It's kind of funny when I'm with my wife. She always asks me why. Is everybody always kind of hugging them and speaking to me what they do? And this is why.
So list some of your favorite high school sports memories as a Blue Devil.
Favorite memories, one is called the Rip. I remember the Rip because we did it quick. That was a play versus Memphis Central where this guy had almost scored a 75-yard touchdown. Terry Green and myself, we decided, not tonight. So I ran him down, and when I ripped the ball, when he relaxed at the 1-yard line, I'll never forget, Terry Green dived on the ball in the end zone. And of course, the delegation went crazy. Another play, which is one of Billy's favorite places, versus Dyersburg, Tennessee. I'll never forget. This was a just exciting day for me because I invited my girlfriend at the time, which is the mother of my first child. I invited her to the game just to get dunked on. The crowd went crazy. We played Dyersburg, Tennessee. These guys were ranked 3rd in the state of Tennessee. 3rd in the state. Gravely and I were put on the poster. So that to get to the center by the opposite free throw line. Ran it past the ball, and as soon as I touch it, I release it. The whole gym went silent. All of a sudden, the ball back in. Final score, 62-60. Devils win. I take out the line because I noticed one side of the bleachers stormed the court, just to realize when I ran the other way, the other side stormed the court. Then the rest is history. So it didn't stop there. Billy Woods decided that, hey, Russell, pure love, you can never do it again. I bet you a dozen donuts. I can't. He showed up that Saturday. How about I make it on the first shot? He paid up. I love donuts.
What is some of your major influences during your high school days?
Major influences during my high school days. Indirectly, I had Coach Love, Wally Love, Coach William Bowens, and Coach Ball. These guys, they pretty much groomed me along with a bunch of my other teammates, and it didn't stop at Winder. They followed me all the way through West Memphis, through Northeast Mississippi Community College, Memphis State, and in the CFL. They were instrumental in everything that I did all the way throughout my career. But the coaches that impacted me directly was Coach Rafter Moore. Still call me dad to this day. Coach Newman, still call him pops to this day. William Long, my fraternity brother, Coach Melvin Brown.
How do you want to thank?
First of all, who would I like to thank? I'd like to thank God for giving me the physical attributes that I had as a young man throughout my career, the mental toughness that I had. You had to be extremely tough to play 4 sports. I like to think, and this is amazing, I still don't know 2 of these guys' real names to this day. I know Billy Joe Hayes, but I know him as Pop, and I know the other guys then. We didn't have AAU when I grew up. We had Billy Joe, Pop, and Billy, my junior high coaches. Once again, I would like to thank all those guys. I would like to thank my mom and my dad for the support. Thanks to my sisters, Tamika Queen, the one who still calls me Scooty to this day. My sister Cassandra, my brother Aaron, TJ, and Bria. Thank all my siblings. Thanks to all my friends, the class of '88. Also, I'd like to thank my daughter, Destiny Jones.
Yo, what's up, man? It's KR. Just want to say congratulations on making it to the Hall of Fame. That's a huge honor, man, that you should take lightly, and I'm sure that you're not. Again, we go way back to college, sophomore days. Man, we both come a long ways, man. But again, congratulations on the Hall of Fame. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hall of Fame inductee is Russell Jones.
If you're in a hurry, you need to leave. I got 3 sheets. No, seriously. Let me tell you all something. This was supposed to be bullet points, but it ended up being a paper. I guess that's the educational side. But these 35 guys here, you all are the Hall of Famers. You. Okay. You can't see the tears. It's here. Woo! Okay. So here we go. So first, I'd like to thank God. Basically, I said most of it on the video. Thank God for giving me the strength to be the person that I was. Thanks to my fans, my coaches, and all the players that played with me. Billy Woods followed me forever. Forever. He did a great job. Even all the pictures that you saw today, he kept up with those and gave it to me. Ms. Holcomb, Lord, Ms. Holcomb, she's sitting at the table now with my family. So she kept up with me. She reminded me countless times, guess what? You my favorite. I mean, And I didn't know if she had some negative twitch or what, but she kept doing this at me, and I finally caught on what she was doing, so I'm like, I see you too. Okay, so Miss Holcomb, that's my girl. Thanks to Dad and Mom, basically, they were young, okay? I'm talking 13 and 15 years old. They held on to us, Resident and I, both of us, they held on to us, okay? So that was some type of toughness off the top for them to endure 2 kids before the 10th grade, okay? So we're miracles. We weren't supposed to make it, okay? Now, thanks to my teammates and lifelong friends, and I will get into that at the end. So how did Russell make it this far? On September 22nd, 2022. So it started in the Trim Gym in Jonesboro with Dad. He picked us up in the summertime. Basically, every single summer in Jonesboro, he picked us up and took us and spent a lot of time with us. Basically went swimming, played basketball, just some basic stuff. Okay, so they kind of got us started. My Uncle George, rest in peace, my Uncle Malcolm. These guys had us on the corner of 10th Street. So what did we do? We played in the dirt. Once again, we did not have didn't have the nice gym that we have today. Not only did we play basketball on 10th Street, we have people, basically Junior, Green over here. These big brothers of my class members, they raised us, okay? It took a village, okay? It took a village. And I'm gonna tell you about the black community in just a second. It got deeper by the minute. People like Coach Moore, Coach Malone, they were welcoming in the neighborhood because I'm gonna tell you something about that end of 25th Street. They know everything those coaches did for us. They know. The superintendent made a funny statement, and I agree with him. Look kind of odd. I came into his office with Marion gear on. He even had a radio and a body cam in his office today. But what he didn't know was, underneath all that, Blue Devil. He know it now. Straight Blue Devil for life. Okay? For life. Now you can change the narrative. Where you go? There you go. You can change the narrative. I wouldn't mind having the Blue Devil polo tomorrow night on the football field. I will wear it if you give it double X. Double X. I'm going to wear Blue Devils tomorrow night at the game. Thank you in advance. Okay. All right. Okay. So, Wonder City Boys Club. We played under what we call get your A over here. Wasn't any ethics, wasn't any paperwork signed, AAA this, AAA that. It was get your A over here. You are going to play today. These coaches, I bet you they were not certified in anything. I kid you, they couldn't have been. They couldn't have been. But they produced a bunch of beasts. Wonder was the real deal. If you didn't go to Wonder, you didn't go to school in West Memphis. It was that serious. But you know what? That was our mindset. That was the truth. Mindset. But everything started in your mind. Okay. So Billy Joe Hayes, Pop, and Ben did a great job with us. I still to this day don't know how they afforded to take us to Little Rock to do all the equipment they got. We don't know how they got it to this day. All we know is they took care of us. Our parents trust them in everything they did. It took a village. So the black community came together for these kids. We lived in Section 8. It was tough. Mom worked 3 jobs. And if you want to know why we were some of the best built specimens in the world, we didn't have a vehicle. When we finished practicing at West Memphis High School 2 days, we walked home every day, the crew. We walked from this high school all the way to 28th and Walker after 2 days. Okay? Something about that just created some type of character that you can't coach. It was amazing the things we went to. Now, on rainy days, Coach Moore can take us home. And he took his feet up a lot too. I'm glad you said it first. Yeah. So where am I? This is too cool. What I tell you. All right, here we go. So I talked about Wonder City Boys. So now we have Wonder Junior High. We got William Barnes, Wally Love, and William Ball. I would say publicly, I'm so excited I got this microphone. I'm still wondering why William Barnes and William Ball not in the Hall of Fame. We'll talk about that later. It has to happen. These guys are so dedicated. They produce NFL stars. They produce CFL stars. They produced a lot of talent through the years that came through Wonder. And they just fed straight into the Blue Devil Nation. So these guys were instrumental in everything we did, so I'm excited about them. Quick story about Mr. Barnes. If anybody's in the band, don't take this story the wrong way. So as a sixth grader, the band instructors would come to the elementary school to test to see who can blow whatever instrument. But at the same time, the seventh grade football coach would come to the sixth grade school to see who can run, catch, and throw. Okay? I pull up too, like nobody's business. So I made in my mind I was going to be in the band in seventh grade. I get to class, first week of school, I'm not on the football field. Mr. Barnes show up to the band room. Remember, I lived in the area, get your A here, right? So he looked at the band instructor and said, why is it that my starting quarterback is in your band room? He said, because that is my tuba. He said, the blank you preach, get out. I'm like, Mr. Porter said no. So I'm looking back and forth like, what should I do? And I guess it was the aggressive nature of Coach Barnes when he kind of said, get your A out. I thought he was a little more serious than the band teacher. So the rest is history. So this is how I became a football player, ladies and gentlemen. I was supposed to be in the band, I'm telling you now. But nevertheless, we'll move on to the next one. Okay. So that's what happened at Wonder. Coach Love, basketball, William Ball was one of the best junior high coaches I've ever seen in my life. Here we go. West Memphis coaching staff. William Long, Oswald, Larry Gray, Coach Love, Coach McCain, Coach Brown, Joe Nooner, and Grafton Moore. These were some of the best parents / coaches that you will ever see in your life. And I do call them bad to this day. Always will. Now, what energized the Bunny Rabbit system he has that he's still coaching to this day, I haven't figured it out yet. But whatever he's doing, I want to do it too. This guy has been around forever, and he is awesome. He hasn't changed a bit. But hey, that's my guy too. All right, here we go. Coach Moore, your tour days, I just want you to know, you have some players in here too today. We talk about you all the time. So your tour days, your coaching tactics, your getting in the face, your pulling the face mask, man, all these things paid big dividends when I went off to college. Because guess what? I went through hell with you. We never saw this in college. We never saw the workouts that I saw in college. I was ranked the #1 athlete condition-wise at Memphis State. #1 out of 105 players. And I promise you I give that credit to this guy right here. I give it to Coach Newman. I give it to Coach Gray. I tell people all the time, what West Memphis did for me is amazing. College life was so easy on the football field. The CFL was a joke for us conditioning. These guys are amazing. The things they put you through to prepare you for the next level was amazing. Did I know that at the time? No, I did not. I did not have a clue, but I know now what they did, they blessed me. Okay, let's talk about the businessmen that impacted my life. So basically, this, when I get to talk to the black community, Steve Lackman. You have to be careful how you treat people, because you never know. Your character will follow you. The first home I ever owned in my life, I went to a mortgage company, and Steve Lackman looked at the lady, he said, this is my son. Don't pay attention to the color of his skin. Whatever it takes to get him into this house, make it happen. They treated me so differently immediately when he said that. Greg Lackman has been instrumental. I'll never forget these guys. Remember, this speech is about the people that blessed me. Willie Burton allowed me during my summertime When I was off in the summer, he allowed me to come work to do some substitute teaching while I was still in Memphis State. Keith Ingram offered me many jobs over the years. Fred Thorne is a family friend. The next story I want to tell you guys is about why I know everybody in here that's in education. Dr. Lyra Sabir was the first principal that I had in 1985. Well, remember, I played for Memphis State, so I was taking a graduate level course after I graduated at Memphis State. Well, I was working 10 to 6, doing a security job, and I had a 9 o'clock class on Saturday morning. Well, this particular lady name was Lyra Sabir. Her son, who I played basketball with all the time, his name was Brian Shipp. Remember, Shipp, Sabir, two totally different names. Okay? I'm sleeping in her class every Saturday. She rose my back. She said, young man, why are you sleeping in my class so much? I said, I just got out of work, I promise you. I said, I'm trying to do it. This is why I show up every day. She said, well, you continue to show up. You're going to be a great leader one day. You're going to be educated. She said, I'm so excited about you. I'm like, wow, I might get an A. So I said, wow, just keep coming. So she told me that, right? Okay, that was 1994. 1995. Be sure you don't miss what I'm about to say. Watch this. 1994, she told me, you're going to be an educator. 1995, I already had 2 degrees. I was hit in practice in the CFL. I could see the sky this close to my face. And the guys came over and said, man, you going to be okay? I said, the only reason is because I graduated. So I got something to fall back on. Now I don't have a choice. So Brian Shipp, my friend, I called him, I said, it's over, brother. I said, I'm no longer playing football, my career's over. He said, well, my mom's in education. Woo! She's in education. I said, well, let me be one. Sabir. She said, don't you tell nobody that you're applying for this job, because everybody will try to get you. She did everything illegal with Memphis City School that she couldn't get hired. So, nevertheless, I did get hired at Memphis City School under her. So, all of my friends from Marion School District, Miss Deeks and her husband, Miss Randall, the assistant principal, Coach Kelly, y'all have her to thank for the awesome job we do all the time. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even know you. It's amazing. It's amazing. But this happened with you first, West Memphis. It happened with you first. Remember that. You all are the Hall of Famers. Y'all did this. Okay, here we go. September, where you at? You're supposed to tell me to chill out. Okay, so Dr. Sabir, true Hall of Famer. She got me in education, and at that point, she pushed me to another level. She said, you need to be a principal. So I wasn't interested, so she made me her administrative assistant. And that's what I did for 7 years under her. I enjoyed it. Well, now that we moved on to this, I get into the situation where I get a phone call from Dr. Finney, and they want me to come over and coach at Mid-South Community College. So I'm like, okay, fine. So now I range from elementary school to community college and high school. That's how I ended up in Arkansas. And once again, Dr. Finney was instrumental in getting me back to Arkansas, and that was exciting for me to be close to home. So that was fun. I enjoyed that. Now that I'm home, I get hired in law enforcement with Mike Allen. So now I'm doing this. In present day, somewhere around that time, I find out that I have diabetes, type 2 diabetic. So what happens? Now, all this athletic history that I have, I got to kick in. I know how to fight. So Russell, kick in. What are you going to do? You won't believe what happened. I get a phone call from Stanley McVay and people like Barry Burgess. These guys call me up. They're like, hey, why don't we start playing ball together? These guys saved my life. I went from 275 pounds about to die with a 14 A1C down to a 7 because these guys told me, come come on, man, you're one of the best athletes ever played this area. You can do it. Let's get together and start working out every Sunday. And these guys, let me tell you about it. They bought a table, just the two of them, 10 tickets, and say they don't care if anybody else show up. They showed up. I sold their tickets. Just so you know. I sold the tickets. Okay. To wrap up, I want to thank people like Wayne Clark, Jeff Pitts, rest in peace, Sylvester Beard. These guys were some of the linemen that blocked for me. Once again, I don't take credit for any of this tonight. These guys took care of me. They took care of me. The Blue Devil family went over into business. In my tough times, when I needed help psychologically, my friend Patrick Bassett, I want to get his title correct. Patrick is a counselor, a professional counselor. He owns his own company. Once again, this was the defensive end play for the Blue Devils. We help each other to this day in life. He's a counselor. He has his own company, the Batson Resource Group. He contracts with non-profit organizations, certified life coach. Patrick Turner, which is a comedian in my world, he's a manager at Nike. You already know why I like him, don't you? You know why I like him. You get free shoes. 50% off. Right. So this guy's amazing too. Terry Green, U.S. Army retired Command Sergeant Major, works in Houston, Texas with Consolidated Communication Company. All of my friends that play for the Blue Devils are being productive citizens. Keith Hubbard is a manager, one of the best point guards playing for West Memphis. See, you have to realize when you get notoriety, somebody in front of you probably did something good that allowed you to do something better. This guy was a great leader and did a great job for us. To wrap up, I would like to thank Daniel Kelly. I already said my assistant principal showing up tonight, the school improvement specialist, Ms. Randall, Ms. Deason Rutherford, David Clark, the senior high basketball program. I don't know if he and Coach Clay had any words since Mary and West Memphis are here together. I hope everything's okay. We good? Okay, you got words. All right. Yeah, Coach Burton, appreciate you coming. And in closing, I'd just like to say thanks to the committee for having me in the Hall of Fame, the City of West Memphis, the school board members. Just thank you all, thank God, thanks to my parents, teammates, friends, and once again, you all are the real Hall of Famers. I really appreciate you guys and love you.
I know that all of you out there are thinking that you heard Russell's life story. But he left off really something important that means more to me than I guess anybody in here, being a Memphis Tiger sports fan. On Labor Day of 1991, the University of Memphis Tigers, these two young men here, Reginald and Russell, were playing at the LA Coliseum against the mighty Trojans of USC. This was on Labor Day. And they beat the USC Trojans on their home turf, and Russell caught a huge touchdown pass from Keith Benton, correct? Wow. I said, I know that guy. I know that guy well. And at the time, my wife Connie we didn't know it at the time, but she was pregnant with our first child, Elise. So that was a very memorable Labor Day for me. And I want to also add this about Russell. We have been doing this since 2015. We took 2020 off for COVID reasons. And so how many Hall of Famers we've inducted, I don't know off the top of my head. It's 5 per year. So do the math. Russell is the only guy that I called to inform him that he was a Hall of Famer. And he immediately broke down and cried. The reason I say that is because it means so much to him. when he says that he is a Blue Devil through and through, I promise you, he's telling you the truth. All right. Guys, just a little bit of house cleaning before we get out of here and close the ceremony. I know that we have several Hall of Fame alumni, West Memphis Hall of Fame alumni with us. And I will ask you to stand right now. You were on that 1963 West Memphis football team. Stand up. So proud to have you guys here tonight. It's a family thing. Also, in closing, I want to say that tomorrow night, your 3 wins and no loss West Memphis Blue Devil football team will be taking on Sylvan Hills Bears at Hamilton Schultz Field. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Between the first and second quarters, we are going to recognize our Hall of Fame class of 2022. So make plans to be there to support the Blue Devils tomorrow night as we shoot for the 4th consecutive victory. Once again, I want to thank everybody who was involved in this tonight. It took a lot of work. And we're going to do this again next year, guys. We're going to keep doing it. And listen, we've got many, many other athletes and coaches that we want to induct in this thing. We can't get them all in at once, okay? It's going to be 4 to 5 per year. And the ones who are supposed to be in, they'll be in. So appreciate your support. The community has always supported this event really, really well, and my heart goes out to you guys. Thank you so much. And on that note, I will wish you a good night, and we'll see you again next year.